Happy New Year, everyone. We can't believe that it is finally 2026.
We're finally going to be answering the most common question we are always asked, and that is how we actually afford to travel full time.
But before we answer that question, we wanted to reintroduce ourselves to everyone who is new to this channel and say a massive thank you to everyone who has been supporting us this year, because it truly does mean the world to us.
I'm Joel and I'm 26.
And I'm Emilia and I'm 25.
And for the last 4 years, we have been traveling full time together. And we've actually been to 42 countries together now, which is quite crazy.
That's quite crazy.
We're also going to share with you our 2026 travel plan. These are ideas and places which we are going to be visiting this year, and that will be at the end of the video.
It is the 2nd of January right now, and we are in Sydney, Australia. We actually celebrated New Year's here a couple of days ago, and it was just incredible, the fireworks.
It's definitely one of the best places in the world to see New Year's Eve and just welcome in the new year, especially because it's summer. Now we're going to start off with some stats from this year, as we did a video of this last year and you guys all said you loved it, and then we'll go on to talk about the how we afford to travel question. Let's start off with how many countries we did this year. Do you want to start?
Yeah. So this year we have been to 25 countries together and 3 continents.
So we've actually done less continents this year
than last year.
But I think 2026, this year, it's going to be bigger. It's going to be more continents. Maybe not more countries. We don't want to tire ourselves out. Okay, so we actually posted 40 videos this year. Again, a few less than last year.
But I think the quality we've tried to improve this year.
And hopefully you have like recognized that, guys. Our most viewed video was the world's most advanced city when we were in Shenzhen, and that has reached 3 million views.
We couldn't believe how crazy that video went, because we actually didn't necessarily feel like it was our best video.
Not at all.
But everyone just loved it.
So thank you everyone who watched that, and if you haven't, I'll leave it somewhere in the description. We have reached 17 million views this year, over 17 million. And last year we did 10 million.
That's
so,
crazy.
Thank you so much. We do really appreciate all of you. We have gained 151,000 subscribers this year.
That is mad, because I think last year we gained 88,000 followers.
And then
subscribers.
And at the start of the year, we hadn't even reached 200K. And now we're on like 330,000. So again, big thank you.
In last year's recap video, we actually came up with a few questions that we both answered separately and then came together on camera and saw each other's answers. So we're going to do that again this year.
Should we start with the first one? And that is our scariest moment of the year. And I just want to say that all these answers aren't necessarily just from videos, because we want to give you like a bit more of behind the scenes of everything that went on. But obviously a lot of it is on camera because we film most things. Scariest moment of the year, and I feel like this is going to be the same.
Yes.
And that was in Vanuatu.
Yes, I have the same. So mine was standing on top of a volcano in Vanuatu. And this was on Tanna Island. And if you've watched that video, you will know I was crying, Joel was scared, and we were just completely exposed to lava on an edge of a volcano, and it was absolutely terrifying. It's just the day we were there, it seemed like everything was just super sketchy. No one was there to help us, and yeah.
And even the guides were saying like, this is a lot more, what was the word?
Active.
Like active than usual. Favorite video to make in 2025? Now I've written a few, I probably shouldn't, but I've gone for a few.
Okay, well I just have one. My favorite video to make this year was the interrailing video that we did, and I think I loved filming it.
That was on mine as well.
But I also loved editing it. I think that was just like, that was my top video, even though there's lots that I love.
Obviously I had that one, but then another one I put was surfing the train in Bangladesh. I think Emilia knows, like, obviously she wasn't in it, but it was just such a fulfilling thing because I've wanted to do that for years.
Yeah.
And to finally make that happen was like a real nice personal goal for me. And the other one I actually had was the Maldives.
Oh yeah.
Because we had like the best time and like one of the most beautiful moments, seeing all the sea life, and oh, it's incredible, wasn't it?
The next question was least favorite video to make.
Ooh.
So my least favorite video to film this year was Varanasi in India. And I think...
Ooh, I didn't put that.
I think that was because Varanasi is an incredible place. Like, there's so much to learn from being there. But for me, it was just completely overwhelming. All your sensations just going crazy. And it was generally just too much for me. I mean, I kind of knew that going in, but since you wanted to go, I was like, you know, we'll go anyway. But yeah.
It was very overwhelming.
Yeah.
So I've gone for something different, and that's the Kosovo video. And it's not necessarily the country, like we loved it, but it was more like everything that happened. So we actually had really bad weather. We had, I don't know if you guys remember the video, it was really stressful kind of going up the mountain in the dark.
Drive.
It was really, and then we were supposed to do, I was going to surprise Emilia with this incredible like rock climbing via ferrata, which you didn't even know about, but the weather was so bad that we had to cancel that. Things just didn't go right, did they?
No,
and it doesn't. It's nothing on Kosovo itself. Like it was a great time. The people were lovely.
Yeah.
It's just how the video was.
The next one is funniest moment of the year.
Okay,
I'm kind of interested
first.
to what you've put. So my funniest moment of the year, I don't actually remember if we put this in the video or not, but we were jet skiing in the Shetland Islands, which is right at the north of Scotland. And it's basically in the North Sea, which is absolutely freezing and wavy. And we basically fell off the jet ski because we leaned too far to one side and just plopped in. And it was just
so cold.
It was so funny because we were like, oh no, we're not going to fall in. And we were with our friends and they were just in hysterics.
Rachel and Joe, if you're watching, they were just laughing at us whilst we were in the sea. And it is really funny looking back. But in the moment, we were just in shock from how cold it was. Maybe I've forgotten a lot of moments, but I've put quite recent ones. So I putting the lights up on the Santa Claus Express.
We accidentally bought 14.5 meters worth of lights. Joel, this is actually excessive.
Oh dear.
I don't know where we're going to put these.
So favourite place in 2025?
Oh, now this one, I did actually put 3 answers, but I also feel like
I put 2.
I also feel like there could be a lot more.
Yeah, there wasn't. I don't think there was one single standout place.
But I think
there
that's
was
because we
lots
went
of
to
good
so
ones.
many.
There's lots of good ones.
Okay, so my top 3 favourites was obviously the Maldives.
Oh yeah.
Because the wildlife there is just amazing. Fiji, because we did the most beautiful hike that I've ever seen.
Oh.
And also I put the Aeolian Islands in Italy.
So that was one of mine.
Was
the
it?
Aeolian Islands, because we just had the best time, didn't
Yeah.
we? So my other one, because I put 2, was Vanuatu. And it was one of those places we've dreamt of going for a long time, and we finally made it happen, and just seeing, even though it was scary, seeing that lava, going to some of the most beautiful beaches in the world, it was just stunning, wasn't it?
It was.
This is going to be interesting. Least favourite place.
I've put the same answer as I did for another one, and that is Varanasi. As I said before, it was too much for me.
So I put Linjiang in China. Because I think the reason I put that is because it wasn't even place, but we were expecting it to be not too touristy, because obviously it's not like, China's not traveled by loads of foreign tourists, but once we got there, there was so many Chinese tourists, it was overwhelming, and we didn't end up doing everything we wanted just because it was so busy. There was long queues to go on cable cars, and it kind of, I think, let us down a little bit. Almost like a theme park kind of feel, because everything was just like crazy and full of people. And I think that brought the experience down when we had really high expectations. Okay, so most memorable of the year, good or bad?
Ooh, this is an interesting question, actually.
This could be anything. I only put one. I think I couldn't think of anything that bad moment. Oh, I've got a good one, actually. Oh no, I've just remembered something which is really scary.
So I put us both stuck on the toilet when we arrived in Goa, India. And this was right after we were in Varanasi, and then we basically took a flight down to Goa. But on the flight, I was basically on Imodium so that I didn't poop myself, because for some reason we both suddenly got really ill, and we spent like 3 days in Goa just
on the toilet,
taking it in turns, and it was just not pleasant.
It wasn't pleasant. It really wasn't. So I've just come up with another memorable moment, which is kind of scary. It probably could be my scariest moment of the year. And that was when I was in Bangladesh taking a bus. And basically we were taking this bus. I was with a guide, Farhad, if you watch the video. And basically we're coming back on this bus, and the bus stopped, and suddenly there was a spark near the driver's seat. I've got a video which I'll play. And then it almost like just almost looked like it was going to blow up. So everyone just charged off the bus, and I've never run so fast in my life. There was like 10, 20, 30 seconds where I thought that the bus was just going to blow because of the sparks coming out the driver's seat. And then the other memorable moment I put was swimming with the dolphins.
Oh yeah,
in
that's a
the
good
Maldives, because it was just such a special moment and we weren't expecting it. Just swimming and seeing them.
That was the best moment, I think.
A really great moment.
I put another one when we were in the desert for 5 days, delirious and full of hummus.
I consumed like 4 liters of hummus within 5 days in Jordan.
Yeah, basically we were doing a 5-day trek across the desert in Jordan and all we ate was hummus and pitta.
Let's move on to the big question, how we afford to travel. And it is honestly the most common question we ask, which is kind of makes sense because YouTube is such a new thing. And basically we are able to travel thanks to you guys. Everyone who's watching right now, because of you, we're able to do this. And YouTube is our biggest earner and it allows us to even save some money even after all our travel expenses.
Obviously, this is a super privileged position to be in and we definitely don't take it for granted. We absolutely love what we do.
And it's all because of you guys. Like this genuinely wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for you watching. So just thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're going to go into a bit more detail of how we actually earn and like different income streams. So firstly, we want to explain how we get paid. So when you see ads on these videos, probably on this video right now, that is actually paying us. And people sometimes think, oh, is it how many subscribers you get? But it's all about the views. And you get paid basically on how many views you get on a video.
And each view can be worth a different amount of money depending on the demographic and what people are actually interested in.
So if, say, our videos in India, they would not necessarily earn us as much money, say, from a video in Europe, where you might have a more like Western audience. These things all dramatically change. So one video could earn you a lot more money, say if it got 1 million views, but then a video which had like 200K could actually get more, produce you more money than a video which hit 1 million views. So it's not necessarily even, and it's really hard to kind of tell you how much, because there's just so much variability.
Each video has a different amount of money it earns.
So it's very varied. We also want to say that we never started off earning money from this. When we started traveling full-time 4 years ago, we were earning pretty much nothing from this. And because we originally saved up from our savings, working ordinary jobs.
And before this, you actually worked in a supermarket to save money. You worked various different jobs. I worked various different jobs, mostly like waitressing or working in a shop.
And so what we are saying is YouTube is not the only way you can travel. You can travel and work. You can even come and work in Australia, like where we are right now, on holiday working visas. And YouTube and social media is not the only way you can travel full time. We know a lot of people who actually work as digital nomads, say working in Bali. And we want to say that there is so many different ways you can work remotely and travel. Let's talk about the different ways we actually earn money from social media. So firstly, we said the YouTube, and that's YouTube AdSense, as we've talked about. But then the second one is actually sponsors. So if you've watched some of our videos, you would have seen we have sponsored videos which have like little talking points about maybe nomad eSIMs or travel insurance or any of these things, products which we genuinely use and that we can share with our audience. And brands actually pay us to put that in our videos. And it's kind of a nice thing because we get to promote brands and stuff which we genuinely use, and they also pay us. And obviously this helps us to travel because otherwise we would not be able to make these videos. We'd be at home working different jobs.
And I think these are our two biggest sources of income, the AdSense
Definitely.
and the sponsors. And the sponsors can also, as well as like working for a brand, they can also be like something working for a tourism board. So this year we worked for the tourism board of Bahrain, which was an incredible experience. And also the hiking tourism board in Seoul, South Korea, which was very cool.
Now, one of the other ways we've earned money is also affiliate links. So a lot of the links in the description are all small little commissions. Some things are like, I don't know, 5% say of some hotel you've booked, or I don't know, like different tours, and they all add up, and it's all small, but it helps us to keep on traveling and earn a little bit of money if you like our recommendations. Another little income is actually UGC videos, and if you don't know what that is, it's basically videos which companies use to like market their products. I don't know if you would have seen it because it doesn't post on our channels, but we actually made little ads for EasyJet this year, and so they were posted not on our accounts, but by the company, and they basically use them to promote their sales, like their Black Friday sales. So that's like another different source of income, which you guys probably didn't even know we did.
And then also, we don't do this as much anymore, but we do occasionally do like brand deals on Instagram and TikTok. Again, for kind of various different brands that we like. Which can be a pretty good income, but we don't do this as often because we are quite focused on YouTube at the moment.
YouTube is like our baby. This is what we love and we put all our time in. So a lot of the money we've earned this year, we've actually been investing it right back in. So right now, on this camera, we have got an FX3, and that is a new camera we'll be using, and we spent way too much money probably on that, but we just want to invest back and just carry on making these videos as good as possible because we love it.
And also, I just wanted to add that all these sources of income, one of the things I love about it is that it doesn't actually cost you as a viewer anything, and we're still being paid, which I think is nice. So any advice or inspiration we give you to travel is all free for you, but we still earn money, and I think that's
You just
amazing.
have to watch a few ads now and again, but trust me, we wouldn't be posting these without that. One thing I want to add, we're actually now posting on Facebook, and I'll leave a link to that in the description. We're just starting off, but we can also earn income from that. It's literally nothing at the moment. I think we've earned 50 cents. Woo! So we're getting there, but if you want to follow us on there, we're going to be posting different content, photos. It's going to be a really different kind of vibe, so go over there, check it out, and we'd love to see you over there. That is all our income streams. If you have any more questions of how we're able to do this or anything, just please leave them in the comments and we'll be very happy to answer them and get back to you. So if you follow us on Instagram, we've also asked you lots of questions that you have asked us, and we're going to be answering them now. We have got so many, so I'm really sorry if we don't get to your question, but there was a lot.
First question, how do we decide where we go?
I think last year in 2025, we were really lucky because we were in a position where we were able to kind of travel wherever we want. Previously, we traveled to places where we thought videos would do really well, but now we've come to this thing where we can kind of go anywhere and just make the videos which we really want to make. And that has been a really kind of nice thing.
I think for us now, we basically constantly are coming up with new crazy ideas, and we're like, oh, this would be a good video that we'd love to make. I think we're so passionate about making these videos that is actually what drives us to go the places we go.
Okay, this is an interesting question. How do we juggle different platforms and how do we prioritize work or content?
Ooh, I mean, as we've kind of said, we definitely prioritize YouTube. I think particularly this year, for me anyway, YouTube has just taken over, whereas before I was more focused on my other social media platforms. But YouTube definitely takes the top, and then from there we're like, okay, we have a bit of time, maybe we'll do some travel planning or an Instagram post, a TikTok post.
Even just booking flights, hotels, this all takes a lot of time as well. So it's kind of balancing everything can be a little bit crazy, but we managed to get by and we love it. So
I think we're still a bit sporadic with our schedule. We don't really have a way of doing it.
A schedule is not a thing in our lives. How many countries have we been to? Together we've been to 42, as we said, but personally I've been to 51 countries, so I've hit the 50 mark now.
Woo!
And
I actually need to check this. I have it written down on my phone somewhere. I have been to 48 countries, so I am not quite at 50 yet. I am behind Joel.
You're a year younger, so you've got it.
Year and a half.
Yeah. Do you get travel anxiety when visiting less visited places?
Yes, for me, definitely. Like, I think anywhere kind of off-grid really stresses me out. I get quite bad health anxiety. So being far away from hospitals and doctors does stress me out.
For me, visiting a country you've never been to, you don't know what it's going to be like, especially if it's not as visited. But I think you quickly learn a place and kind of get a feel for it. And once you're there, you calm down so quickly. Like I remember before I came to Australia for the first time when I was 18, I was pretty scared, but once you get here, and get to new countries, you just feel so much more relaxed. What gear we have used?
We have actually just had a massive upgrade, as I think we said earlier.
So this is the Sony FX3, which you are on right now. And then this camera over here is the A7R5, and that's the one we have been using for the last 3 years. We've also, on this camera, is a Sony 70-200 f2.8 lens. All this I'll put in the description. And then on this camera, we've got a 16-35 2.8. I know this is a lot of technical things, but it is. That's what it is. The drones we use are the DJI Air 3, which is the main drone, but we've also been using the Hover Air a little bit as well, because it's a lot smaller and it doesn't get as much attention when you're flying a drone.
And then for action cameras, we use the DJI Action 6, which is quite new. And that's really good for any underwater shots or just more action adventure things.
We used the Insta360 Ace 2 Pro before this, and we probably will still use it. We also use these DJI mics, which you're probably hearing right now. So they're pretty cool. They make it a lot more subtle when we're filming in public. It's because we do get a little bit like anxious sometimes filming in public, especially in some countries where people might just stare at you and be like, "You're so cringy, you're filming yourself." So
yeah, we definitely
it's nice to be subtle sometimes, but then we also use like a shotgun mic on top of the camera sometimes too. How do we manage to stay fit whilst traveling? This was asked quite a few times.
I think this is like our second most asked question. And it's so funny because I think for both of us, we're like, we don't feel in shape whilst we're traveling. I think we're quite active people, so we do walk a lot.
And so when we're traveling every day, we do at least 10,000 steps, especially when we're away, because we just walk everywhere, don't we?
Yeah.
And we're generally just quite active, even like swimming in the sea or whatever. I think we're naturally quite active people, even though we're not necessarily just working out. Personally, I normally work out when I'm at home, but obviously we're not home a lot.
I also think it's because we eat fairly healthily. Like obviously we enjoy chocolate and we enjoy treats, and on some travel days, like we don't really have an option what we eat, so we just eat what's there. But generally, it's pretty healthy where we can choose.
Oh, this is a question. Will we organise another group trip like Emilia did last year?
Ooh, yeah, if you don't know, I didn't really obviously post about it on this channel, but I did a group trip last January to Panama with 14 people, and it was so much fun. Obviously I missed Joel on that, but yeah, I really enjoyed it.
And if this is something you want, then DM us or let us know that you'd like to do a group trip, because if there's a demand for it, we'd love to do it, and we love meeting you guys. And when we meet you guys on the streets, like it's so nice seeing people in person rather than just a number on the screen. So yeah, definitely. If it's something you want, then just let us know. How do we pass time on flights? I have this thing where sometimes flights feel so nice because it's that time where you can just switch off. You usually don't have internet, even though Starlink's coming to a lot of flights now. So you can kind of just chill out, watch movies, which we don't always do when we're traveling. And it's quite relaxing. Yeah,
for me, I like listening to music. And also, yeah, as you say, it's a good time to catch more movies, any TV that we haven't seen. And also, we actually both have YouTube Premium, which means we can download videos and we just binge watch on flights.
Yeah, so that's great. How do you split your workload between the two of you? So obviously this is a joint channel, so we kind of share different responsibilities, and to be honest, they always vary. There's not like one direction we go. So sometimes I'll edit one video and then Emilia will edit the other one.
But we both look at each other's videos.
Yeah, and kind of like work on them both. Planning wise, I do a lot of the planning, but then Emilia also does some planning sometimes as well.
Yeah.
And it just varies a lot. We don't really have a set thing. We don't have a schedule, and maybe we should. Maybe that would help our workflow.
It might too,
Maybe someone can recommend us what we should do.
What is the single best travel item that's a must pack?
A must pack travel item? I'm going to say one and I'll get it for you. So this is a filtered water bottle. Here's the filter, but it basically goes inside the water bottle, and it means we can drink pretty much any water apart from salt water. There's this thing saying you can even drink like your actual wee, but I wouldn't trust that. Don't do that. I've just heard a myth. It could be a myth. Don't do that. Don't take Joel's advice. But basically, say we're in a country like Indonesia where you can't drink the local water, you actually can do that with this, or it says you can anyway. And I haven't been ill from it, so I kind of recommend it.
Oh, my travel item that's a must pack is a tote bag. And this is something I feel like people might not think about, especially boys might not think to bring this, but a tote bag is so useful. If you need to do a food shop, if you're going to the beach, like
it's true.
Anything you're doing, it folds up so small, and you can fit so much in a tote bag.
That's a great idea.
What is the most important thing you learned about yourself this year?
Oh, deep. I need to have a think about that.
I think for me, I don't know, if you guys watched for a long time, you'll know that it was only the beginning of this year that our channel actually became joint. Before that, it was just called Joel Friend.
Even though you were in all the videos.
And then we, this year, changed it to Joel and Emilia, which I was a little bit nervous about. I didn't know how that would come across, and like, I didn't want to feel like I was taking away from Joel. But for me, I think this year I've learned that I'm actually quite good at coming up with ideas for these videos. And
She is.
yeah, I really enjoyed that process of like being creative.
I think the other thing we've really helped this year is also just going to places and making the videos we really want to make, rather than trying to like defeat the algorithm and go to places which might make you go viral. It's not like the best thing for the algorithm, but we just have the best time. And we also feel like this hopefully comes across in the videos really well and just makes you enjoy the videos more natural and doing the things we really want to do.
What advice would you give someone who dreams of long-term travel?
Oh, good question. If you're on a budget, this is one thing. The slower you travel, the longer you can travel. So say you have a budget of £5,000 or say $6,000, then the slower you travel, and if you take long buses, you don't take as many flights, then you can save so much money by basically traveling slower and spending more time in places rather than keep on moving fast.
For me, I would say don't be scared to take the first step. Because
Yes.
I think so many people ask me this every day, like, oh, how do I travel? I'm like, what do you mean, how do you travel? Because to me, it's like you save money. And I know that's not easy for everyone, but you try and save as much money as you can. You get on a flight and you just go. There's no secret formula to it. You just have to take that step.
It also, every time we travel for a long period of time, we do get nervous sometimes, and taking that first step is always the scariest. Once you're away, generally you're just going to have a better time, and it's always the anxiety at first which prevents you or stops you from going.
Next question, how long do you plan on doing this?
We honestly don't know. We're just going to go with the flow and see where life takes us. But you never know, in 10 years, 20 years, that would be a long time. We could still be doing this, maybe on a shorter scale, or, you know, maybe not posting as much, but we don't know. Anything you wish you'd done differently in 2025? I'm going to say no.
I think I wish I'd not gotten ill and taken maybe antibiotics sooner.
Okay, it's a good one. What thing from home that's not practical to take on your trip do you wish you could?
My dogs.
That is definitely not practical. I don't know. Yeah, maybe my family. Maybe you just take your dogs, not your family.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, mum and dad. Maybe a gym.
Some dumbbells.
Maybe a gym, dumbbells, or like a big workout thing. Definitely not practical and pretty impossible, but that would be good. How do you make time to edit your YouTube videos amongst the hecticness of traveling?
Oh, I don't know. I think we try and we film a video and we always try and leave rest time in between. So right now we're in Sydney and we're not even filming that much. So we've just got a few days where we can just edit.
Edit and kind of chill out. And that's the thing. Obviously you watch all these videos, but we have a lot of time away from filming as well, where we'll just be chilling out, editing, a lot of editing, because if you don't know, we still edit all of these videos ourselves, so all of this creativity is all us too. We don't have an external editor. Okay, so let's move on to our travel plan for 2026. Right now, you probably know we are in Sydney, Australia.
Australia.
And we're gonna be in Australia for about just over 3 weeks. Nearly 4 weeks. And apart from Sydney, we're also going to South Australia. So that's going to be really interesting, going to a place which is not as visited in this country. And then where are we going?
New Zealand.
And it's been a dream of ours for a while. So we are very excited for that.
And we're actually doing both North and South Island. So if you have recommendations, please let us know.
And then where?
We are actually going
Finally.
To the USA.
We have both been before, but we're a lot younger and we have never filmed videos there. So this is going to be so exciting, and I know a lot of you guys who are watching this are from the US.
I haven't been since I was 13, so I'm quite excited.
Yeah, this is going to be good, and it's just going to be interesting because it's like one of the most populated countries in the world.
As for our plans for the rest of the year, we're not quite sure yet. Like, we don't have set plans. Maybe we'll stay around the Americas for a little bit, And then over the summer, we hope to be in Europe because we do have quite a few videos ideas around there. And obviously it's the best time to be there and see our families.
So we don't have any set plans for this year apart from that. We have ideas, like we do want to go back to Bali and just chill out a little bit there for some time, not necessarily filming videos, but also just relax and have that time where we can actually edit our videos. Some other little ideas which we're just going to put out there, but we're not promising anything, is we'd love to do South Africa, Namibia. That is kind of our rough plan for the year. But again, the back end of the year after we finished in Europe in probably August time, we don't really know where we're going. So if you have any more recommendations, places you want us to visit, places you want to go yourselves, and you're like, I want to see a video from you guys, then please let us know in the comments. We want to answer all these questions, especially because this is a video for you guys. So yeah, let us know. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you've got to the end, then you are truly one of our best. And we love you.
Yeah, I can't believe people just watch us ramble for this long, so thank you.
I don't think we'll ever get over that. But thank you so much. And if you haven't already, and you've got this far, then why have you not hit subscribe? It's just a little bit silly, isn't it? So go down there and hit it, and we'll see you in the next one, where will be a video in Sydney.
Yay!
Bye.
Bye.